Game 2 in Toronto. Sixers led by as many as 19.
Heck of a game.
And then Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors made their run.
This was a heck of a game.
Oh, Kawhi had 35, 7 and 6. Jimmy Butler had 30 for the Sixers.
That's what they got him for. Kawhi Leonard.
Kyle Lowry,
Stepped up tonight.
Makes it a 3-point game. Pascal Siakam working on the offensive glass and makes it a 1-point game. But Joel Embiid.
That's big.
That was big.
That was big.
Bucket
but the Toronto, what the hell?
Oh,
well, still
Lowry,
got it.
Lowry tried to go between.
One more, Danny. Got to make that.
Yeah.
And Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler and the Sixers even the series and swiped the home court advantage from Toronto, 94 to 89. Embiid just
Ben Simmons had a triple single.
Yes, he did. Oh, this is.
Oh my God! Please quit showing that CB3.
Man, that,
America.
You know what?
28,000 points, 16,000 rebounds, and 4 of them things. So beautiful.
Jimmy, over here to your right. Can you talk about the mindset you specifically brought into this game, and in particular how you viewed things in the fourth quarter and what you were able to give the team in that period?
Man, to tell you the truth, I just happened to make a couple of shots. Everybody told me to come out aggressive, shoot the shots that are there. And I still think that I passed the ball when I wasn't open. Maybe a little bit later, as some people may say. But all in all, man, we guarded. I think that's the reason that we won.
Joe, over here to your right. You guarded Siakam. That was a big change from last game. It kind of seems similar to when you guarded Giannis a little bit earlier this year. Did it kind of remind you of that, guarding somebody on the perimeter?
Yeah. Obviously, they're all long athletes, can run the floor and push the ball in transition. He shoots a low percentage for anywhere around the top of the key. And so the goal was to make him drive, make him go left, and I think he did a good job today.
For both of you guys, what does it say about this team? There's a lot been made of the struggles up here. It's a tough place to play. This is a very tough team. What does it say about this team for you guys to come in here, get a win, take away home court advantage from the Raptors?
I think we just did our job. Everybody wants to paint a picture that we haven't won here in however many years. I'm just glad that we came out on top. We don't care how many games we've lost, nothing like that. But going home, we just need to do the same thing we did tonight. Obviously, they're going to make some adjustments, as will we probably. But as long as we get back, guard and rebound, don't turn the ball over, we'll be all right.
Can you talk, Joel, about what this game was like physically going through this for you, and in particular the pass you hit Jimmy with for the 3 and then the layup that ultimately put the game away?
Man, if you've had whatever the name is, if you had the sheets before,
Joe?
if you've had it before, you would know how it feels. But these are my guys, and want to show up every night, play hard. And tonight, I felt like that was a big game for us. After game 1, we all felt like we had a chance. That after a few adjustments, we could get on top, and tonight we did that, but that's all that matters. The win is great, so now we got to go home and take our business.
Jimmy, right here in front of you. Coach came in here and he said this wasn't Jimmy Butler tonight, it was James Butler because how mature.
My name isn't James. Literally, it's Jimmy.
He talked about your maturity. What do you think he was seeing there that made him feel that way?
I don't know. I'm telling you, they put a lot of confidence in me before the game. I put in a lot of work last night as well as this morning, but all in all, man, it was a team effort. I always go back to defense. We get stops, we're taking off into the open floor. Guys are making plays like Joe and Ben. Whenever we're playing like that, guarding like that, we're such a good team. We definitely have to continue to do it and know that on any given night, it's going to be somebody's night. We have the group of guys that anybody can get hot. Anybody can put the ball in the basket. You feed that hot hand.
back here, guys. For both of you, I guess. We were talking earlier about the adjustment of having Joel on Pascal and how that kind of messed with their offense. And Jimmy, you talked about how you guys guarded early in the game. Aside from them just missing shots, did you guys get the sense almost that they seemed almost confused offensively, that you guys had maybe caught them off guard at all?
No. We knew what we were doing going into this game, especially with the adjustments we made. We knew that Pascal, he had a big game in game one, and me guarding him, that was my job to slow him down. And guys like Jimmy Ben, they did a great job on Kawhi. And we just, like you said, if we just follow the game plan tonight, we turned the ball over. We turned the ball too much. So that's definitely got to change. But I don't know about them, but we feel like we follow whatever we have planned, and we got the win.
Joel, how long before the game did you know that you'd be able to play? And Brett was talking about you taking IVs really all the way up to the time you guys came out, and watching tape on with your other hand on an iPad. What was it? How close were you to not playing?
I knew I was playing. There's no way I was missing this game. Like I said, this game was really important to us. It doesn't matter what I had. I was going to play, so it doesn't matter.
How many IVs do you think you took?
It doesn't matter.
Jimmy, what did the bench give you guys tonight specifically? James, Greg, Jonah had a couple key plays when he was in there. Both of you guys can answer that if you want.
Yeah, they came in and made shots. That always helps. But more than anything, they were guarding. Their IQ showed with the passes that they made, knowing the scout report, knowing how we're guarding certain guys. We continually need it. We hype them up, shoot the ball when you're open. The game it's really simple. And we just want everybody aggressive. But they came in and did their job.
How much did pride factor into your performance tonight, just not having a repeat performance from Saturday?
Pride?
Yeah.
Not too much. And I know what I'm capable of. I know what my guy right here is capable of. We just got to go hoop, stay together, through good, through bad, and we'll be fine. We know how good of a team we have. The coaches, my teammates, we have the utmost confidence in everybody on our roster. I don't think pride got too much to do with it. The game's easy, game's simple. Just go out there and compete.
Joël, question in French for Shock FM Toronto. On vous sent moins... Oui, ça va? Une question en français? En français. OK, rapidement. On vous sent moins agressif depuis le début de série. Est-ce que c'est dû à votre blessure ou c'est juste la fatigue de fin de saison?
Il y a mon genou qui me dérange depuis la fin de la saison. Donc ça joue vraiment un grand rôle de la manière dont je bouge sur le terrain et tout. Mais il faut que je continue à pousser. Aujourd'hui, j'étais un peu malade et tout ça. Mais il faut seulement que je continue à pousser. Et puis, quand j'entre sur le terrain, j'oublie toujours qu'il y a quelque chose qui ne va pas et tout ça. Là. Mais il faut continuer à pousser.
Questions for Kyle, please. Bruce.
Hey, Kyle, Bruce Arthur from the Star. In terms of how they came out and kind of scrambled their defense, put Joel on Pascal, showed Kawhi some different looks. What about that did you feel like maybe scrambled your offense a little bit?
It was a good adjustment by them. It was a game plan adjustment by them. They were kind of roaming off of, whoever and just playing all over and not letting Kawhi get off early. But they came out more aggressive than us. We didn't come out aggressive enough. We didn't come out, with a super sense of urgency. And we didn't play well tonight. And they played really desperate and played super hard tonight. And, they got a victory.
Michael?
Kyle, Michael Grange from Sportsnet. When you say when you look at some of the specific adjustments they made, were they kind of challenging Mark to get more engaged offensively? He only had the 6 shots, but I guess when they flip Embiid onto Pascal, I mean, we've been talking all along about Mark being, able to do it without shots and moving the ball, et cetera, but are they kind of challenging him to be a little more aggressive?
I don't know. I think they just made an adjustment, and now we have to make an adjustment. I think if they do that again, we'll figure it out. And we went to it a little bit more in the second half. We got a couple fouls, on some duck-ins and some things, but we'll figure it out. We'll watch the film and see where we can get better and see how ways differently we can play and maybe duck him in and use him, spacing the floor. There's always going to be adjustments, and that's what the playoffs are about. And that's the great part about the playoffs is the adjustments. And we did a better job in the second half. I mean, we won the second half, and we can't have that type of first quarter down 9, and then lose the second quarter by 4. So we can't have that type of first half. And but tip our hats to them. They played well. They made a couple of adjustments, and now we go back, watch the film, and prepare for Game 3.
Mike Ganter.
Kyle, Mike Ganter, Toronto Sun. What did you see from Jimmy tonight?
Aggressiveness. He came out really aggressive. He made some shots. He was attacking. He played really hard, and it's the type of player he is. He's an all-star, all NBA caliber type player, and he played that well. He played that way tonight, and he helped them. I mean, he had 30 points, and kind of, that was a lot of their points, in this grand scheme of things. So he played well tonight. Good, he did his job and, was attacking. But, yeah.
Last call. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
For Nick Nurse and the Raptors, things didn't go as well as they did in Game 1. They go to the road even.
Nick, Doug Smith, the Toronto Star. What did you think of your team's offensive flow at the start of the game and throughout the game? You seemed to get shots, but you just didn't make them, or were you happy with the way it moved?
Yeah, I thought we got better, Doug, as we went. Didn't start out very good with flow, like rhythm and stuff. I thought we were just a little stand-around-ish and a little trying to play mismatches, a little more than just continuing to just play and let things come to us a little bit. But we picked it up. I think shot a really low percentage. Thought we had a lot of really good looks as well on top of that. So it's, again, I got to look at the tape a little bit, but that's what it kind of felt like in the game.
Oh, hi, at the back, Lewis.
Lewis Atzman, Raptors Republic. Nick, looked like coming out of half that you went to Gasol in the post a couple times. Was that more to establish him as a scorer or as a passer there?
Well, they put a smaller guy on him, so we wanted to get it in deep. We just needed some more paint touches. We would have taken the post-up layups if we could have got him, but usually when he caught it, they were still doubling as well. So he just again had to make the reads to get it out. And it was okay. At least it got it in the paint for us. I didn't think we were touching the paint enough in the first half.
Michael Grange.
Hey, Nick, Michael Grange from Sportsnet. How much challenge, difficulty did them moving Embiid onto Siakam cost you guys or cause you guys in terms of what you would have done otherwise or had done?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was difficult for us to handle by just looking at the numbers, right? I think Pascal had a low shooting percentage tonight, and a lot of those were trying to take on Embiid at the rim and take advantage of the threes that were open. And Mark didn't get much either with a different matchup on him. So, yeah, obviously it was difficult for us.
Blake Murphy, The Athletic. You mentioned before the series you were happy with your rotations in round 1 and you wanted to see them play out here. 2 games in, is it something with the bench pieces that you take another look at now with how those minutes have played out?
Yeah, I mean, I think we always take a look at it, right? I think we are always thinking about, any possible adjustments to it or changes or whatever. And this will certainly, give us cause to reflect and review that for sure. What we come up with by Game 3, I don't know yet. I can't think of, there's always like little things you wish you would have
changed or left this guy in longer or put this guy in sooner or whatever. There's always little things here and there. But again, I think we played, pretty well with this rotation. We wanted to try and stay with it as much as we can. I actually flip-flopped it a little bit tonight by letting Kawhi run the quarter one time instead of Pascal, et cetera, and, a couple quick subs there with them. Just that was just based on, the flow of the game and the flow of the players.
Mike Ganter.
Mike Gander, Toronto Sun. Going back to Philadelphia, what do you need more from your bench? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, but what do you need to get?
Well, I mean, we certainly need, first and foremost, those guys are, we need them to be solid defensively and execute the game plan, right? We don't want any breakdown in coverages or poor transition defense, et cetera. I mean, that's where it starts really. But again, then they're all opportunity scorers, Mike, right? If driving lanes are there for Norman, he's got to take them. If shots are there for Norman, he's got to take them. If shots are there for Freddie and Serge, they got to take them, right? And I think they, for the most part, those guys made pretty good choices. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for them tonight. It didn't seem like, but it'd be nice to get a little punch from them. But again, I didn't think it was overly like, I don't know, what are the numbers? Serge is 1 for 5. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of shots there. There's 10, 11 shots there out of the bench.
I'm going to Ian next.
Coach Ian Harrison, Associated Press. Coach Brown was just in here talking about the maturity of the performance he got from Jimmy Butler tonight. What jumps out for you in the challenges Butler presented tonight?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, listen, Jimmy Butler's a gamer, right? And a late gamer and a big time. He's gonna. He wasn't gonna be quiet this whole series, right? This guy can play. We know that. He's done it, and he's been in the playoffs, et cetera. We're gonna have to look at some matchups, see how the matchups work. That's where we always start. Did we like who we had on him? Did we like the coverages we had on him? Which ones can we change and which ones can we improve on? And go from there.
Ryan.
Hey, Coach Ryan McNeil, obviously unfiltered. When you guys had that 17-4 run early in the third quarter there, you guys were 4-7 from beyond the arc. How important are three-point shots and making them for getting Pascal and Kawhi, shutting those double teams on those two guys? So how big are three-point shots moving forward?
I mean, they're obviously big, and again, I thought we did create a lot of good ones. I think there's always a couple there. You probably, after every game, you probably say maybe that one could have been a little higher quality, or maybe it was one more pass to the corner man, or maybe it was another paint touch or whatever. But again, we got to, make sure we're trying to attack them, right? I think we're doing a pretty good job of attacking them and getting downhill and getting it inside, and they're again now they're sending a lot of bodies. But that's not, we saw that in the first series, and then we just got to make the right reads out, and when you do, you got to knock them down. That's can take them all day, but you got to make some.
Marcus down front on your right, Coach.
Nick, did you anticipate their centers guarding Pascal and Ben Simmons sort of playing essentially Kawhi man up with a little help every once in a while? Did you anticipate those adjustments from Brett?
Well, I thought they did that a little bit to us in the regular season, so we had talked about that, right? I think Simmons worked hard on Kawhi, but they were giving him lots of help, right? They were really closing down on him in lanes and things, and they did a good job, I thought, of sending double teams to the other areas as well. Anytime we tried to post, there was double teams coming. But the biggest thing they did was they just got out. I think they got out with urgency. First half especially, we didn't get it out of the doubles that cleanly, right? And with enough zip on them and to the next action. Some of that was us. I thought we had chances to possibly get some back cuts out of double teams and things like that, and we didn't quite get there on those, and it made our spacing a little less spacey. You know what I mean? They could cover us a little easier.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you.